Alrighty, welcome to another Vintage Cube League as we sharpen our game for the 64-player events. And actually on that note, while I do think the pick is actually Palace Jailer here, I'm going to take Nadu. This is a kind of an experiment, and also, well, on the one hand, I think Nadu's great already, so I don't need confirmation of that exactly, but I'm curious, how does the draft change if you first pick a Nadu? There's a lot of cards that I think get quite a bit better. Lightning Greaves, Sylvan Safekeeper become awesome, and I would like to get a chance to play a little more. Now that you can't play Nadu in any constructed format, it's time to play it in draft. But I do think first picking Nadu, oh man, and then taking Oko, that's great. Bristly Bill, if this wheels, I'll be really happy. It's great with Nadu. Same with Ketria Triumph, by the way. But what's going to get taken? Yeah, I think the Bristly Bill's probably, this just pack isn't that strong, but I'm happy to start with Nadu into Oko. That's a really good one too. Ooh, well, you know what's funny is the first picking the Palace, I don't think would have worked out quite as well so far. I'm going to take an Orcish Bowmasters here. Seems pretty nice with Nadu. Oko, target one of my things into an elk, trigger Nadu as well. Bowmasters is great. Passing Sentinel, Mycospawn, and Force of Negation, those are all cards I'd be interested in. But yeah, I'm really happy taking Bowmasters, and I think I'll take Memory Lapse now. We could just be like a Sultai value deck. I love those kinds of decks, and maybe Satyr or Wayfinder comes back. This pack has what? Beside Fiery Confluence, Through the Breach. I don't know how likely it is that the Wayfinder comes back, but we'll see. Oh, and here, I've got to take Windswept Teeth, I think. Pest Infestation is also great. It's one of those two. Oh, there's a Greaves too. I'm going to try to wheel it. This pack's actually strong. 1, 2, 3, 4... and then like 5 plus whatever, 6, 7. Yeah, I think it's pretty reasonable that Greaves comes back. It might not. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I'm still not going to take Greaves over Pest Infestation or Windswept Teeth. And I think, given what I've got so far, I actually think Windswept Teeth is the pick. I just have 3 really powerful cards across 3 colors and 2 3-drops already, which Pest Infestation primarily counts as a 3-drop. Obviously, you can cast it for more. Oh, wow. This pack has a Remand and an Ignoble and a Watery Grave. There's also a Deathrite and Fabled Passage, but those are quite a bit worse. I kind of think it's Remand still. Having a couple counters in these decks is just so good. Savai Triumph is red, black, white to go with Windswept Teeth. Kind of want Chariot. Chariot I think is good in this style of deck. There's also Phantasmal Image, but if you copy a token with Chariot with Nadu in play, you get a trigger. I think that's pretty cool, but mostly I just want the Chariot. And not because of the Nadu combo. And then here, I think I'm on Once Upon a Time. I do like Spara's Headquarters. I think there's going to be time to get one of those lands, and Once Upon a Time is just such a broken card. It just makes it more likely you get to open with Nadu or Bowmasters in your hand or find the land you need. It's a really strong card, and people, they really underrate that card. And then this pick, there's now a Fiend's Tower, which is basically the same kind of duel. I think now I take the land, passing an Endurance and a Pillage the Bog. Those are both great cards, don't get me wrong, but at some point you do have to start taking lands. Oh, Ketria Triumph came back? That's awesome too. All right, passing Vendilion Click and Urborg. And then I will take a Sowing Mycospawn. There's a chance I want to play this card. If I get like a Gaia's Cradle, I don't think Carnage Interpreter is a big game. Oh, Satyr Wayfinder came back, and Hogak too, but I'm really happy about Wayfinder. Greaves didn't come back, but you know what? This actually looks like an awesome Lingering Souls deck. And, ooh, I'll take Deathrite. I just take fetches so aggressively. I should be able to get a couple more. Bloodghast, okay. I mean, without the Hogak, I don't think Bloodghast is going to be all that good. I do like Lingering Souls here, though. Lingering Souls gives you a bunch of creatures for Nadu combo, even if Greaves is gone and Bristly Bill. Shame on those. But also I can mill it with Wayfinders. I can discard it if I get like a discard effect. Seems pretty neat. Okay, let's see where this goes. Now there's Strip Mine, Wooded Foothills, and Skull Clamp. Oh, I'm just going to take Skull Clamp. This is a great start to a Skull Clamp deck. I've got Satyr Wayfinder and Lingering Souls. It actually works quite well with Nadu. Paying a mana for a Nadu trigger is fantastic. And I think is just exactly what I'm looking for. This is a stacked pack for me. Well, I'm not wheeling Wooded Foothills or Strip Mine, but Tireless Tracker, Preacher, maybe Xander's Lounge could come back. Well, I'm going to take Skull Clamp here. I think that is definitely the pick. Second pick, there's a Necromancy and a White of the Reliquary and a Preordain are the cards I'm primarily interested in. I think I want to take Preordain. I would like to put White of the Reliquary in my deck, but I believe it'll come back to me. And I think Preordain. I'm going to have enough blue for Remand and Memory Lapse that Preordain's going to help this deck run nicely. And then now slamming Polluted Delta. Delta makes Deathrite work. It's a 4-color land here, and, well, 5-color land, actually, off Ketria Triumph. Passing on Entomb, that's fine. Paradise Druid, Witherbloom Command are all cards I'd be interested in that, could come back. And here, I won't make the Lourdes joke, don't worry. There's a Breeding Pool and a Grist. I think I'm going to take Breeding Pool. Having Breeding Pool to get untapped blue-green with both these fetches, and just having a land that when you draw it is a blue-green land is just so good. Breeding Pool is really important for this kind of deck. So I would love a Grist. Maybe it'll come back. If it doesn't, that's fine too. All right, here there's an Inquisition, a Retrofitter, Shifting Woodlands, not a 0. Blooming Marsh also. There's also Time Warp and Brain Freeze. I don't think I'm going to play Brain Freeze. I actually could see Time Warp in this kind of deck. But my guess is I should just take Inquisition. My mana is looking pretty good with 2 fetches and a Triumphs and a duel. I do have Remand and Lapse already. Maybe I take Retrofitter because it works nicely with Skull Clamp, but it's going to be a lot more mana unless I get Cradle. Yeah, I'm in for Retrofitter here. This deck could use Cradle more than any other deck anyway. And then now, I'm pretty sure I just want to take Zagoth Triumph to make my mana really good. And then I probably don't need to take too many more in the way of lands. There's also Smuggler's Copter. Copter's kind of nice. Maybe the 3rd Triumph isn't that necessary. All right, I'm going to take Smuggler's Copter. Oh my, there's a Tropical Island, but I've taken a bunch of lands, and now I think I can just take Urza Saga to go get Skull Clamp or Retrofitter. I'm kind of glad about the Retrofitter pick. All right. And the Breeding Pool pick worked out, too, because you don't need the second one nearly as much as the first one. And then here, there's an Overgrown Tomb. It's going to be pretty hard to pass that up. I do love me as Containment Priest, but, I mean, you all know I was going to take the Overgrown Tomb. Xander's Lounge did wheel, which is odd. I might just want Preacher, though. Preacher is pretty nice with Skull Clamp. And there's LED and Brain Freeze floating around. I guess I could get LED off Saga. It's just not an LED deck. There's also Tishana's Tidebinder as a little bit of disruption. Or take my first Surveil land. Not the best colors for Surveil. I think I'll just take Preacher here. Oh, wow. Necromancy Wield. So did White of the Reliquary. White of the Reliquary looks really good here. I can sack Satyr Wayfinder, the Bowmaster token, Souls tokens. I don't have anything to Necromancy. I actually think it's white. And now there's an Entomb. I mean, despite the fact that I just passed the Necromancy, no, I'm not going to take the Entomb. I'm going to take Paradise Druid. Paradise Druid is going to be great in this deck. And then Grist came back. What a gift. Oh, passing a wheel. And there's a Brain Freeze, but it's okay. I'll take a Blooming Marsh. That's clearly where I'm at. And I don't think I'm going to play Souls of the Lost. All right. Sultai going into pack 3. I've got the Clamp going. Sylvan Safekeeper would be a nice pickup for this Nadu. Lava Spur Boots would actually be pretty decent to go get off Urza Saga. But we'll see what we get. There's an Archon, but I just passed the Necromancy and the Entomb. I'm really just not doing that. I think I might just take Fable. Fable, I've got Ketria Triumph to go get. I can probably pick up red. Wield is Sylvan Safekeeper or Lotus Cobra, or I just take Lotus Cobra. Actually, I'm just going to take Lotus Cobra, I think. Actually, am I just going to first pick Sylvan Safekeeper? Hold on. I tried to wield the Greaves. It didn't happen. Same with Bristly Bill. How bad is it if I don't end up with a Safekeeper here? I mean, Safekeeper seems pretty good in this deck. Lotus Cobra would also be good, but you know what? I'm going to take a non-greedy pick for the first time ever. I just want to make sure I have access to that. And then now there's a Sylvan Caryatid, which I think works out pretty nicely over Savannah. Yeah. And, Mox Diamond and Caracas. Well, I'm going to take Caracas. I have White of the Reliquary to go get it. It's great with Nadu. I can also get it with Sowing Mycospawn. Yeah, Caracas is too good to pass up. Animate Dead going the other direction. No one wants to draft that, huh? Oh, Green Suns and Lava Spur Boots in this pack? There's a Titania as well, but I think I take Green Suns because it can go get good 1s, 2s, and 3s, including Nadu. And then if Boots wheel, I'll be really happy. Huh. That's a late Library of Alexandria. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll take it. I'm giving up an Avacyn's Pilgrim. I think that's fine. I don't care about Proving Ground. I guess Undercity Sewers would also be of interest to me, but pretty sure I just take that. And then now I take Noble Hierarch. I like Malevolent Rumble a lot. In fact, There's a chance it might come back. This is a strong pack, but this has got to be a noble deck by so much. If I get a Gaia's Cradle, this deck's going to be so good. Gaia's Cradle is just going to be awesome here if I can find one. I have 2 more picks. Haven't seen it yet. All right, and here, Elvish Mystic versus Underground Mortuary versus, I guess, Lorien Revealed, but not so much that. Right now, this is 17 lands. What would I cut for Elf? Yeah, I'm gonna take the Underground Mortuary. Having a Surveil land is just really important. Now there's Vengevine, but I don't have Survival. No Cradle, sadly. There's Troll of Khazad-dûm, which is decent. Gets Overgrown Tomb, Underground Mortuary, or Rafine's Tower. I'm not taking Saheeli. Oh, I could take Yavimaya. I should probably do that. I've got 3 different lands that produce colorless, so Yavimaya could actually just fix those up nicely. Cobra came back. All right, so I didn't really cost myself anything by taking the Safekeeper there. And then I don't think I want Talon Gates. It is good with White of the Reliquary because it lets you phase something out at instant speed. I don't have Devoted Druid for the Brewmaster combo. I could take Primetime. Wouldn't be crazy. I can go get Urza Saga Karakas. All right, you take that. Oh, wow. Survival of the Fittest came back. Yeah. Am I doing that? I have 13 creatures. I could also just take Temple Garden, or I could take Paw Patch Recruit, which is pretty nice with Skull Clamp. Kind of just want to take Temple Garden, I feel like. I don't know. Oh, Titania. That I will play over Primetime. And then Avacyn's Pilgrim, Life, Death, and Sculler. But I think this is a Pilgrim deck. Wow, this deck wanted Cradle. No one wants Fire Covenant. The problem is Malevolent Rumble's so good in my deck, and Sylvan's a good sideboard card. Well, green was mega open. I'm glad I went into green. And I think this worked out fairly nicely. Again, if I had a Gaia's Cradle, this deck would just be completely out of control. But without Cradle, I mean, this is still pretty a sweet deck. Let's see. So I think I can take out... No, actually, I kind of do want the Mycospawn. Mycospawn for Karakas is still very good. Assuming I can play 16 lands, I've got to cut a couple cards here. Maybe I cut the Chariot, actually. I feel like I don't need that. I've got some good expensive cards already without Chariot. And I like the White of the Reliquary. I guess Paradise Druid might be my weakest mana dork right now. And I don't really like Retrofitter. I know it's good with Urza Saga, but without the Cradle was kind of what I was hoping to get. The Retrofitter's a little less exciting. I could also cut Titania because I just have the 2 fetches, but it's really good with Saga. No, it gets Saga back, and it can get pretty nasty with Karakas. So I just need to cut 1 card here. I'm leaning towards Retrofitter Foundry, and then my Urza Saga will just go get Skull Clamp. I mean, that's a good thing to get. Would have been nice to pick up a little Mox Emerald. Because I think Copter's pretty good in this deck. Yeah, all right. I'm down to do this. The other thing I could cut is Preordain, actually. Maybe I just do that. No, Preordain's really good. All right, I think I'm going to do this. And the biggest risk I'm taking, really, or the biggest cost I'm paying, I should say, is that my Urza Saga does not have a second target. And then here... I'm sure I just play like a swamp, an island, and a forest. Let's see. So if I have 1 island, I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blue sources plus Noble and Lotus Cobra and Sylvan Caryatid. Yeah, that's pretty good. And you can cast Preordain later anyway. With 1 black, I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 black sources plus the mana dorks. That's all right. And then green, I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 green. Yeah, plus, again, Once Upon a Time helps with all of these. All right. Let's get in there. All right, time for round 1. I'm on the draw here. I'm going to keep this hand. Safekeeper into Bowmasters, I think, isn't like the best start because it's not like you want to turn 1 Sylvan Safekeeper. I do like Bowmasters against Temple Garden generally. Oh, I drew a Noble? Well, let's just do that. Wow, this hand is great. Why would I consider mulling it? And if I draw any of my 3 drops, then this hand obviously is great now. They play a 1 toughness creature here. Oh, baby. The only downside is that I don't get a 1/1 token out of the deal, but I'm okay with that. Let's go Forest. Bowmasters. nug their noble and then play Sylvan Safekeeper. And Green Suns for Nadu could be pretty sweet. Obviously, just drawing Nadu would also be kind of nice. I can cycle some of these Triomes. I guess Ketria Triome is the one I want to cycle, since Rafine's Tower gives me white mana for Lingering Souls. And clearly Skull Clamp would just be very nice. Oh, Mox Emerald, huh? Okay. What you got? Touch the Spirit Realm? And the Orcish Bowmasters. Alright. I'll sack a forest to protect it. I feel like that's fine. I've got plenty of lands here. In fact, I was already going to cycle some lands. So, oh, there we go. Look at that. Oko? Yeah, I would say I've been drawing pretty well. And I guess hit for 1 plus Exalted. No reason to attack with both at this point. I don't know. I've got a blocker back if they have some haster, which seems extremely unlikely, but you never know. Not that as many hasters I would even block here, but the point is there's no point attacking with both. I've got Exalted. So, all right, what you got? Springheart Nantuko. Okay. Not a bad card, but with the Bowmasters out, they can't draw any extra cards. Mox Opal. Did not expect Mox Opal from all the other cards they've played here. All right. Let's see. I'm just going to exchange control with the Nantuko here. See what they do. Yeah, that's it. All right. I was going to cycle into Cobra, draw Rumble. Ooh, what was Rumble going to find? Skull Clamp. All right, yeah, I was going to have a good couple turns here. Well, I don't really know what's up with that Mox Opal, and I don't have much of a sideboard, so let's go. Ooh, this is a draw. Turn 1 Noble. Turn 2, actually a ton of options. I can go Rumble plus Rafine's Tower. I can Eternal Plains. I can play Urza's Saga plus Rumble. I can't play White of the Reliquary currently. But, okay, Petal, sure. What is this? Touch the Spirit Realm? On turn 2? No, this looks like a Luris. Oh, replay the Petal. All right, that's fair. Luris is pretty strong. Turn 2 Luris, replay Petal is not a bad one. Okay, let's see what we got. Oh, and a Preordain. Let's then go Urza's Saga into Malevolent Rumble and then cast Preordain when it's all said and done. Seems like a good use of mana. I hit Nadu and Sylvan Safekeeper both. All right, well, I'll take Nadu. That's fine. That's annoying, but okay. I was hoping to Green Suns for whichever one I didn't. What am I going to do next turn? I kind of want Lingering Souls because I'm going to go get Skull Clamp off Urza's Saga. Yeah, I'll put these both on top, actually. Overgrown Tomb also lets me cast White of the Reliquary, because I think what I want to do next turn is I'm probably not making a Saga token, because I just don't need to do that. They're not going to be very big. I'm probably going to cast White of the Reliquary and Nadu. Oh, I guess I can't actually do that. I don't have enough colored sources to do that. Or I could cast, in that case, maybe I will make a token. I'll cast White of the Reliquary and use the Urza Saga. But it'll kind of depend a little on what they do. Okay. They know I have Nadu in hand. Steel Seraph. Wow. My deck does not have a lot of removal. That is, I think, the one weakness here. Do they not have a third land? They might not. Using White of the Reliquary to go get Caracas is going to be pretty good. Okay. And whack. And do they have the land? Or are they deciding which land to play? No, they just don't have the land. All right. I could also Lingering Souls here. Well, I'm sure I want to get White of the Reliquary into play, so let's just start by doing that. And I think casting Lingering Souls is probably better than making a Saga token, so I'm just going to do that. Lingering Souls also gives me some good blocks against Steel Seraph attacks at some point here. And pass the turn. Next turn, White of the Reliquary can help go get Caracas. It does come into play tapped, unfortunately. Okay, they drew Horizon Canopy. I don't love that. It's a Parallax Wave. Oh, Palace Jailer. Well, Jailer's kind of interesting. With 2 spirit tokens, they can't really attack with either creature. Well, I can just get the white back. I guess they don't have 2 flyers, so they could attack with Lurrus because they can't block with it anyway. So I guess they give Steel Seraph Vigilance is probably the play here. I do wish I had picked up a Destroy an Artifact creature. Oh, they didn't attack with Lurrus. Okay, sure. They didn't want me to double block. Well, I'm happy about that. Because being able to go Green Suns up a Disenchanter would have been pretty sick here. Okay, let's just tap for colorless. I'm still not making the Saga token. And then Green Suns can go get Grist. Grist is pretty nice. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. There's nothing else here that's like that enticing. All right. I've also got Lingering Souls. I mean, maybe what I just do, though, is I flash back Lingering Souls, send with my 2 spirit tokens. I mean, I hope they don't have a removal. Though I suppose playing Nadu first would have played around removal a little bit. But they'd have to have like exactly Swords to Plowshares or Path to Exile here, which seems pretty unlikely. Or I suppose like Lightning Bolt they or Fatal Push. They have off-color stuff. Oh, they did. Okay, path that. And I drew my last basic this turn. That's really unlucky, actually. All right, so let's play Nadu now. Yeah, I mean, I guess not playing Nadu first. If I play it first, they have to path the token in response, or they path the Nadu. Huh. And what a beating. If I didn't draw the swamp, I'd have a swamp and play another card in hand. That would have been pretty huge. So what am I Green Sunsing for? Probably Grist. I also just have Nadu with Skull Clamp now, which is pretty incredible. I can't say I'm actually that sad that they didn't path my Nadu, but if they have another removal spell, oh, they have Foundation Breaker. Okay. Well, the good news is the Nadu can attack past the Steel Seraph. And if I even want to, because I could also just Grist, but I might just Grist the Lurrus at this point. I mean, we'll see what they do. Orcish Bowmasters would also be a pretty nice one. Ooh, they're casting something. Ether Spellbomb. Okay. Are they bouncing the Nadu right now? All right, that's fair. Hit a Remand, sure. Yeah, I guess they can hit me for kind of a lot of damage now. I really think they needed to be attacking with this Lurrus the whole time. I mean, maybe not, but not doing it last turn and doing it now, I don't think... it's just not going to work out quite as well as you would like. All right, well, I'm happy to trade for Lurrus. I go to 7. They do get to draw another card off Monarch, but now I get to slam Nadu. And I think just leave up Remand. Just pass the turn. They know about the Remand, unfortunately, but this seems like... what are they going to do this turn? They don't get to replay their Lotus Petal. If this is a targeted spell, it'd be so bad for them because I get to let Nadu trigger resolve, then remand it. And like I said, this is face up, so we'll see how they play around it. Staff of the Storyteller. Yeah, I guess I still will remand it. And then they're going to play it again. And they can't attack. Them having a chump blocker is pretty annoying. Let's see what we draw here. Okay. Caracas. I mean, that is a good card. I don't mind having it. 7. I could Green Suns for Grist. I could Green Suns for Titania and get back Urza Saga or Breeding Pool. If I attack with Nado, they just block with Spirit. If I then Green Suns for Grist and sack to kill Steel Seraph. I mean, I guess I could do that and I could still have a chump blocker back, or... Alright. Well, I'm going to attack with Nadu. I think no matter what I do, attacking with Nadu, I think is a pretty good part of the plan. Because I'm going to have to get that Spirit token out of the way sometime. And part of the reason I remanded it was like, I'm just going to tap out the next 2 turns, hopefully. So, I was really hoping last turn they only had a 3-mana player. They couldn't make 2 plays in the same turn. That would have been a lot nicer. All right, land. Caracas. Add a green. Yeah, this seems pretty good to me. Green Suns for 3. Grist. Everson's Pilgrim. Minus Grist. Sack the Pilgrim. Blow up Steel Seraph. And then if they've got a way to kill the Cobra, they get to kill Grist with Palace Jailer, but I'm just not that worried about that. All right, they're starting with drawing with Staff. Nadu's coming for him. At some point, I might get the Monarch here. They've had the Monarch for a bit. Talisman. Okay, they need a flying blocker or a removal spell. Ooh. Their own Nadu? An Oko? Oh, their own Nadu. Okay. That is fair. So they probably should just trade Jailer for Lotus Cobra here. They're attacking me? Yeah, I will still trade, but I really do think they're supposed to attack Grist there. All right, they still draw. Preacher. Let's attack with Nadu. Noble Hierarch really putting in the Lord's work here. All right. I get my white back, plus Grist, play Preacher, and I think I play Rafine's Tower. I feel like I'm going to have a lot of action, especially with the Monarch here. Okay. What you got? They have the Greaves to go with Nadu. I have Caracas to bounce the Nadu, which I'm probably going to do when it attacks anyway. All right. I guess I have to bounce this now. All right, they got Greaves. Let's see what they do with that. They hit a Ketria Triumph, sure. The good thing is, once they equip the Greaves on Nadu, they can't move the Greaves unless they hit another creature. So hopefully they don't have another 1-drop. They hit Urza. Oh yeah, Urza? Yeah, their deck is wild. They're like half a green-white deck and half an artifacts deck, kind of like smushed together, I guess. Steel Seraph, bridging the gap. They have land, so their hand is Urza, which they can cast next turn, but is not the easiest. And oh, they can attack again. Yeah, no, I guess there's no way for me to stop them from attacking with Nadu because of the hasted Greaves. And they killed the Grist. All right. That's fine with me. I'd actually rather them attack Grist than me because I get to keep the Monarch that way. Draw. They're at 16. Do I attack with Nadu? I kind of feel like I do not attack with Nadu. I think I attack with these. They take 9. They go to 7. And I don't have... I've already used my Saga. Got my Caracas. I'm just deciding if I want to play. I guess I have Underground Mortuary to go get. All right, I'll play the Polluted Delta. Oh, maybe I'm probably going to get that off of White of the Reliquary anyway. Sowing Mycospawn. Oh, that's nice. Do I have colorless? I guess. Oh, I do. A library. Nice. Okay. I don't know if we're going to survive this turn, to be clear. The Nadu combo is a pretty good one. Okay. So they're going to play Urza here. I think I bounced the Urza. I think they can just replay it, though, because they can tap Greaves and Staff. All right, I guess I let them have it. And they get to move Nadu Greaves around. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to win this game. I really needed to draw Memory Lapse. Actually, should I have just used White or Delta to Underground Mortuary in response to this trigger? Probably. Because if I did that, I'd have one more look at Memory Lapse. Memory Lapse on Urza could have done something. Are they tapping Staff to draw? That's crazy. You can't do that. Okay, they're doing something else. They're casting Flicker Wisp. Okay. I guess I'll let that resolve. What are they targeting with Flicker Wisp? They're flickering the Urza? I mean, I guess I can bounce the Urza now. I think that's probably fine. They get to hit Displacer Kitten? Jeez. Okay, they got to tap their things for mana. They didn't tap any of their things for mana? All right. And they hit Ocelot Pride? Yikes, okay. Well, them not using their Urza for mana gives me a shot here, especially if they keep hitting spells. They hit Phantasmal Image. Okay. Okay, there they hit Island, which is natural. But they're down 3 mana off Urza. That's massive. All right. They hit another Island. Ugh, that's not good. And they triggered on Flicker Wisp. They hit Basalt Monolith. And they hit on Nadu. Hit Wooded Foothills. I assume we're going to lose this, but given they didn't tap the artifacts for mana first, I kind of feel like anything could happen here. So I'm going to give it a little more. This is a lot of planes to be in your Urza Nadu deck. Oh, wow. Temple Garden. I'm going to go to 3. I just think there's a chance my opponent here ends up not winning the game this turn and putting themselves in a position where I can kill them. I don't think it's like the most likely, but like they can go just Urza, Basalt Monolith, Displacer Kitten, and I guess I don't know what their actual win condition is, but it seems like they can do a lot here. Yeah, there's Ocelot Pride. Hit Frantic Search. Yeah, they should be able to combo here, one way or another. All right, and they move onto Flicker Wisp, retrigger on Ocelot Pride, hit Plains. The lands being untapped from Nadu just blow my mind. Some of the card designs that get made are really funny to me. Okay, Frantic Search. They have like a Thassa's Oracle or something? I mean, who knows how they're actually going to win the game. They can kind of draw their whole deck here. They discarded Thopter Foundry and Basalt Monolith? Yeah, they've got a brew. The old Ocelot Pride Urza Nadu deck with Frantic Search, Basalt Monolith, Thopter Foundry, Displacer Kitten. Yeah, they got a lot of different threads. Let's see how well they combine them. Blue. Since we are, I think, going to game 3 here is my guess. All right, and what's next? They're casting. Okay. Thassa's Oracle is not enough to win the game right now. Do they have a way to blink it or something? I guess they have Displacer Kitten, but that's not in play right now. All right. Thassa's Oracle hit Mox Opal. Sure, that's like hitting a land. Greaves, move. And so they're out of all their Nadu Greaves triggers except for the one on Thassa's Oracle here that's about to happen. They hit Touch the Spirit Realm. Oh, they can blink the Oracle with Touch the Spirit Realm. There we go. That's their combo. But once again, we'll have them go through it, I suppose. Cataxian Probe, sure. Yeah, I don't have anything. And they're going to move the Greaves here. Oh, they have Time Walk? Oh, Phantasmal Image for Oracle. Okay. Fair enough. So now I know a little bit more about what they got going on. This makes me want Sylvan a bit more, because I can just pay a bunch of life. I mean, they have the Steel Seraph, but other than that, they're not really hitting me. And maybe I don't want Titania, because that's like a little bit slow. All right, let's do that. All right, I'm on the play. This is a great draw. I'm going to lead on Library. I could have gone turn 1 Pilgrim, turn 2 Grist, but I kind of feel like delaying it by a turn and then drawing an extra card every turn has got to be worth it. If they have a really fast hand, this could work out poorly, but turn 2 draw off Library, play Tomb Pilgrim, like that seems like a pretty good way to go about things. Draw. Oh, there's the Nadu. All right. Pilgrim, pass the turn. Like, I just get to do all of this except a turn delayed, and the advantage is I get to draw 4 cards. I don't like seeing Mox Opal. So, let's see what they've got here. I mean, I kind of like seeing it because it actually doesn't seem very good in their deck, but I hope it's not on, I guess is what I should say. Let's see if they have like a Talisman or something to get this going up. Ether Spellbomb. Okay. Is this a turn 2 Luris? All right, well, I can't even kill it with Grist because they have Spellbomb protection. Oh. They're bouncing the Pilgrim? That's intense, okay. I could draw with Nadu, but I can't, or sorry, with Library. I could draw with Library and oh yeah, that actually is probably okay. And just memory lapse their play. Or I could just play Nadu. Playing Nadu sounds better to me. I'll just take a turn off Library. Next turn I can get back onto it. And then if they want to replay Ether Spellbomb and try to bounce Nadu, that's fine. I can just draw with Library, do it again next turn. They can't play Palace Jailer this turn. Well, no, they can with Lotus Petal. But the Mox Opal is at least off. Yeah, their play of bouncing the Pilgrim is kind of aggressive, but also I don't mind it. Like, I have Library. They're trying to cut my mana sources down. Oh, they have Path here. Path is a little annoying if that's what they've got. Oh, Staff. Mox Opal is back on. All right. I suppose that's fine. They ended up having a really good draw. Wow. Yeah, their deck's doing their things, but it's okay. I've got some good stuff going on too. Okay, draw. Now I'll draw with Library. Oh, Urza's Saga. Yeah, let's play Urza's Saga. And let's play Avacyn's Pilgrim and then leave up Memory Lapse. And I'm just not going to attack here. I don't think attacking is very profitable given that they have a Luris in play. So now they get to draw off Staff of the Storyteller. If I can land a good Memory Lapse here, then I don't mind where I'm at. At some point I'm going to try to snipe the Luris with a Grist, but okay, whatever this is getting Memory Lapsed, I'm sure. Oh, Palace Jailer. Oh no, Displacer Kitten. Yeah, well, we are Memory Lapsing that one. That's a dangerous one. I unfortunately can't library anymore, but I'm okay with that. Now they can play their Lotus Petal if they want. I have Grist. I can Grist their Luris, but if they have Ether Spellbomb up, that doesn't really work. Are they just not going to play a card with Luris? That doesn't make sense. They probably should do that. Yeah. Okay. What am I hoping to see here? Not really Noble Hierarch. So if I Grist the Luris, they can bounce it with Ether Spellbomb. That doesn't sound amazing. I could Green Suns, and I don't have a Titania to get anymore, but I don't think that's that big of a deal. I'm trying to think what would I want here? Like, I don't have a Disenchant. I could get a Sylvan Safekeeper. I mean, that doesn't sound too bad. Their Displacer Kit, I'm not sure what it really does anyway, so let's start by getting a Sylvan Safekeeper here, or trying to. Okay, and then the other things I could get, yeah, I mean, I have White of the Reliquary, so Mycospawn, yeah, those don't do much to get. All right, let's get Sylvan Safekeeper. It's lagging. All right. And then now I can play Grist if I want. I can also play Noble. I think what I'm just going to do is play Noble and then use Urza Saga. And I can probably attack here. All right. I don't know how good this is all going to be, but, you know, well, getting a little damage in, setting up, and then next turn I've got Clamp Nadu, and I can find a bunch of stuff. Oh, are they drawing a card with Ether Spellbomb? Okay. That's fair. I mean, I guess if they're just going to play Displacer Kitten next turn. Oh. Kitten Luris, Lotus Petals, infinite mana. I've never seen that combo before. Okay. I mean, I guess I could have Gristed it. Yeah, no. I mean, I could have Grist, but then they could have bounced Luris and then replayed it next turn and then played Kitten. But I guess they would not have the combo going quite yet. That's pretty neat. Okay. What are they doing now? Okay, Displacer Kitten. Okay, they're flickering Mox Opal. All right, that is fine. I can also Sylvan Safekeeper Nadu to try to find Orcish Bowmasters at some point. We'll see what they do. Okay, what are they casting here? They've got 4 mana. Springheart Nantuko on the Displacer Kitten. Okay. Flickering the Staff. I don't think they know that they can make infinite mana. All right. that plays. Now when they play a land, they can make a Displacer Kitten. All right. I don't know how I'm going to win this game, but I've got a shot here. Okay. That I have to imagine that works when you flicker Luris. It's a new Luris, so yeah. I could try to go nuts looking for Orcish Bowmasters here, but that seems like a bad idea. All right. Let's make a Saga token. I don't know what I'm about to do this turn, but it's got to be pretty good. I'm just going to tap this for colorless. There's no way making another Saga token is what I want. So what do I have to interact? I have Oko and Bowmasters, I guess. Kind of Caracas. All right. Skull Clamp hits the board. First order of business, let's tap this for mana and Skull Clamp it. Trigger Nadu. Draw off Clamp. And then I think I'm going to have to tap this for mana. Hold on. Do I want blue mana? I think I want green mana. And then clamp this using the white mana. Oh, actually, no, I'll use white. I don't think casting Lingering Soul is going to be a high priority here. Hit Rafine's Tower. Dies off clamp. Draw 2. Lotus Cobra, but I kind of want to play Karakas this turn if I can. I haven't hit any of the cards I really need to see. I mean, the number one card I guess I have that I care about is Grist. So actually, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go Skull Clamp on the Construct. It's not going to die, but it is going to trigger Nadu, and then I play Grist. Yeah, I guess that's fine. I'm not using Cobra here. Sack Construct. Kill Luris. Draw 2. Okay, there's a Polluted Delta and a Yavimaya. Oh, actually, maybe I should have played Cobra first. I changed my mind. All right, Cobra, and then, because then what I can do is I can Sylvan Safekeeper, the Nadu, probably sacking Yavimaya, honestly. Trigger this. Let's try to hit a land. And then do I want to Sylvan Safekeeper it again? I'll try one more time. So I hit a land with the Cobra out. It does some pretty good work. All right. That's fine. We're going to... I think I'll go once more. Sack Swamp. Okay, now add green. I assume, yeah. And that's fine. I don't think I want to sack more lands. Not yet, at least. I might at some point. I could Malevolent Rumble. I could play Sylvan Caryatid. I could play Deathrite Shaman. I mean, I assume that there's a bunch that just kills me here. I can't put any more... I guess I can't put any more relevant things into play here, so let's just do that and pass the turn and then do some discarding. Ketria Triumph, Sylvan Library. All right. Yeah, my Nadu triggers hit some lands. I should have gotten Cobra out a little earlier in the process is what I should have done. If I had found a Bowmasters, I guess that's something, but there's not much else that I could have found that was super relevant for this turn. It's just such a shame. They had Luris, Lotus Petal, Displacer Kitten. They had infinite mana. So basically you play Petal, flicker Luris. Petal comes in, you sack it, you have a new Luris, play Petal, flicker Luris. So you get infinite mana, and then with infinite mana, you can play Ether Spellbomb, flicker Luris, draw your whole deck, bounce all their creatures, do a lot of stuff. I mean, they might not have time for that. They have 4 minutes left, but you know, we'll see. Oh, they get to copy my Nadu. Okay. It's only target creature you control. I can't shroud their Nadu. And let's see what they got. They got a Greaves. Oh, Thopter Foundry. That's not quite Greaves. Okay. And they can't target creatures with Displacer Kitten, so I guess that's kind of nice. So they can flicker to Staff. Oh no, sorry. They can. It's when you cast non-creature. Of course, you can target creatures. Did they target their own Nadu? Did they Displacer Kitten? What is the Nadu triggers? Did they target the Nadu with their Phantasmal Image Nadu? They did. Okay, that's a choice you can make, I guess. It hit Mox Emerald too. Jeez. All right. And touch the Spirit Realm. Yeah, they get a bunch more kitten triggers. Them binning their Nadu was a pretty big error, so maybe that gives me a chance. Now they can go Emerald, and they can flicker Staff and Mox Opal. I mean, I can still try to Nadu into Bowmasters here. I get 4 looks. I have to hit a land at some point and a Bowmasters in 4 cards, so it's not very likely. But if I wanted to, I could. By sacking lands to Sylvan Safekeeper. Staff draw. Yeah, I don't think it really makes sense to do it there. I could try to kill the Displacer Kitten, but I don't know how much that matters. Basalt Monolith. Well, I assume that that's bad for me. If I could kill their only Displacer kitten, that would have been a different thing, but they have 2 of them, so... Okay, so their staff is going off again, and they're flickering the opal. Yeah, I just don't know. Let's see, because if I do that, if I sack all my lands, then I might end up in a spot where if I survive the turn, it doesn't really do much for me. But, okay, so this is going to be Touch the Spirit Realm. Okay. Flicker Basalt Monolith. Flicker Mox Opal. I mean, I guess I'm going to Nadu to protect the Safekeeper to protect the Nadu here anyway. Okay, well, first they let me free roll it. All right, they hit Preordain. All right. Second island. What do we got? Nadu hits Wayfinder. All right, bricked again. And then this survives. So I can just chill here. They're drawing now. Let me take one look actually. Let's sack a breeding pool. Because now that I've gotten a couple looks, yeah, I guess that's fine. I also have a Remand in my deck that I could potentially find here, but we're getting to the point where I would need to find a lot. Oh, well, after all that, they didn't do anything and timed out. What a wild match. Wild decks, wild games. I guess I'll take it. 1-0, baby. On to the next. Alrighty. Time for round 2. All right. I like this hand. All 2s, but given the nature of them, I do get to cast 2 of them on turn 2, so that's not bad. Oh, Hex Drinker? All right. I actually don't mind that either. Ooh, Once Upon a Time. Let's go. Noble Hierarch. Library Urza Saga. Oh, I will take Library and play Library and pass the turn. All right, that actually worked out pretty nicely. Once Upon a Time. Good card. I get to Library of Alexandria now. And then turn 2, probably just go Blooming Marsh, Bowmasters, your Hex Drinker. It's a little bit awkward how I want to play turn 2. We'll see what they do here. If they're leveling up Hex Drinker, it's a very different story. Let's see, they got Lion Sash or Nissa or Island here. Okay, they picked up Island. I'm going to draw with Library. So the debate I have is I can play the Bowmasters now, kill the Hex Drinker, and I won't have to discard. Or I can wait and hope they try to pump it. I think I don't care about Rafine's Tower, and I'm not that worried about a counterspell, honestly, with this kind of deck. So I think I'm just going to discard Rafine's Tower here. Yeah, I guess technically it's my only blue land, but I have Caryatid and Cobra here, so I don't know. When you're playing against the Library of Alexandria, it's pretty tempting to get rid of or to put pressure on them and try to beat them down so they can't use those extra cards. And I discarded, so it kind of implies I don't have a play. Oh, this is interesting. No, if I ping the Eldrazi spawn, then I won't get a blocker. I think I Bowmasters now. Bowmasters the Hex Drinker. They're not really going to pump it post-combat, I don't think. And they have their island, and they can play Tireless Tracker and then land. Okay, well, Bowmaster's pretty good against Tireless Tracker, so I'm not super worried about that. Let's draw and then draw off Library. And I think play the Caracas and then play Sylvan Caryatid. All right, past the turn here. Looking pretty good. I mean, just having a I have library going. I have a Bowmasters that's going to, at the very least, annoy the clue tokens. Like, yeah, maybe I can't pick anything off with the Bowmaster, but if they start using clues, I get 1/1s or start buffing this army. And then next turn, I can just play a bunch more setup stuff. It's kind of what this deck's a lot of setup and a lot of sizzle, not a lot of stake, but I think that can still be fine here. I guess I have to take it. If I block, they just don't crack the clues right now. They can crack one clue if they're already going to. I would take an additional point of damage. No, they did not. And they're casting a Displacer Kitten instead. Okay, that's a little scary. I played against 2 Displacer Kitten decks in my no removal deck, so I don't like that. Oh, Grist is nice, though. Grist for the mill. Yeah, all right. We're going to be kind of off library, I think, because I'm going to go Grist. -2 Grist. Sack this Orc army. I'm just going to kill Displacer Kitten. That card is just so dangerous. And then cast a Deathrite Shaman, which I'm probably chumping with. I don't really want to lose the Bowmasters, and I think a Grist is better than a Deathrite here. So here's where discarding the Rafine's Tower cost me. If I had the Rafine's Tower in hand here, I'd be able to library next turn. But I also don't mind that I'm just tapping out to cast a bunch of stuff here. And that works for me too. I thought the payoff of them spending 3 mana pumping Hexdrinker was just like that. That's like a, that's worth 10 to me. Discarding Rafine's Tower is worth like 3 or 4 on some arbitrary scale. So that's kind of why I played it that way, but I did end up getting punished. All right. Othari. Well, I might not be chumping with Deathrite Shaman at this point. Uh-oh. Othari's pretty good. I would love to find a Nadu here. Oh, I do have Caracas, though. Never mind. Othari is not as bad of a threat. They get a 2/2 out of the deal, but that's about it. And I just have to leave up Caracas next turn. Attack Grist, attack me. Yep. Okay. That's acceptable. I'll just take it. I go to 8. And I'll draw for my turn. Any Nadus? Sylvan Safekeeper, okay. Here's where if I had a Cradle, just would be over. Let's Malevolent Rumble. Let's start there. Forest, White of the Reliquary, Overgrown Tomb. I'm just going to take Forest. I would like to hit my land drops here. And I can play Cobra. Probably sacking the Eldrazi Spawn. Play the Forest and cast Preacher. Actually, I guess I can cast Sylvan Safekeeper first. Just to make it so they can't like Solitude my Preacher or whatever. Exile Overgrown Tomb. And then I get to play a Preacher of the Schism. And leave up Caracas, of course. And Preacher should make attacks pretty unappealing for them. I think I can hit with the Bowmaster as well. All right, I got to dump a bunch of stuff onto the board, so that is pretty neat. And I get to pass and beginning of combat Caracas Othari. If they find a way to kill Caracas, then that's not going to be ideal. But if not, it kind of bricks their Othari. And before they go strip mine your Caracas, I bounce Othari, they replay it, attack me. But, aside from that, and I've got a Bowmaster to harass their clue activations. It just makes them time it kind of weird. And I don't have the token in play anymore, so I even get a token if so. All right. Yavimaya is fine. 6 mana. They have 2 unknowns in hand. What a card, huh? Caracas. Just absolutely absurd. Crack a clue. Okay. I'm going to ping the Rebel because I feel like they don't have much to do, and this makes it so that it's pretty bad for them to crack another clue right now, and I don't really care about hitting them for one. This will just punish them if they want a main phase clue. If they want to pass the turn, that's also fine with me, but we'll see what they decide. All right, beginning of combat. Othari, get out of here. No attacks, I would imagine. You could attack Tireless Tracker into Preacher, I guess, but I don't know how good that is. Now I run into the same situation where if they crack another clue on my turn, do I ping them or the Rebel? Probably them at that point. Omnath, all right. Well, I get to ping down the Rebel, so I guess I'm glad I sequenced it like that. All right, now I'll take my turn. I did sack the thing. No, I still have colorless. Let's go. I can play a tapped land, right? Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Actually, I'll pay the life. Add a green. Cast Myco Spawn with Kicker. And I get to leave Sylvan Caryatid up, which I kind of like. Search for a land. I'm going to get Urza's Saga, and I think I just get Stomping Ground. It's their only red source right now. They have 2 blue sources, 2 white sources. Seems good. And then Urza's Saga will get my Skull Clamp in a few turns here, which will go pretty nice, nuts. And then get to add a green here and play a Satyr Wayfinder too. Okay, and I still have Caracas and let's see. All right, and let's play this Wayfinder. I do think I have to play it. The biggest risk of playing it is if I mill the Skull Clamp, I'll be a little annoyed. No, but I milled 2 bad cards and a Lingering Souls. Wow, genius. I didn't even hit a land, but that doesn't really matter at this point. And I would like to attack, yes. I want to send in Preacher because I'll trade it. They have Othari in hand, so I can't really use Caracas right now. But I can attack with this and make a 1/1. I'll trade it for the Omnath, that's fine. I don't really want that Omnath in play either. Okay, they just take it and pass the turn. All right. I've got Deathrite active. I've got Sylvan Safekeeper. Urza Saga is getting rolling. I guess the Skull Clamp is actually less useful given that I've got only 14 cards left in my deck, but I could probably figure out a way to win from here. Oh, I did earlier mill my Green Sun Zenith, which does make things a little bit trickier. Unclear what their what else they've got for me though. Okay, they don't have a red land. They gain some life. I will bounce the Omnath, by the way. I don't, especially if they don't seem to have red mana. Soul Ring is fine now. It actually doesn't really do that much for them right this moment. Obviously, I don't love knowing they've got a Soul Ring in their deck. What is this? Tameo. Okay. That's pretty good. What are they going to do with that Tameo? Oh, they're going to try to get back a Hex Drinker. That's not a very good play. Exile Hex Drinker, paying a green. Okay. So Tameo down. And then crack a clue. Okay, that's fine, but now I'm going to shoot the Tameo. Just make it a lot less likely that thing ever gets to use the -3 again, though. Not saying that's even the biggest threat in the world either. All right, let's bounce Omnath here. Draw. Little action. That's action. All right, Copter. It's a 5/4 tireless tracker. Unfortunately, my squad is pretty dorky. Let's go attack Tamio, attack my opponent. Yeah. Do I want to attack with Sylvan Safekeeper? Yeah, I think that's probably fine. I don't want to attack with Deathrite Shaman, though. And then I make another 1/1. I just don't know how likely it is that Sylvan Safekeeper is the most important thing. Yeah, it feels like they were just going to block like that most of the time. And then I'm going to play Copter and Flashback Lingering Souls. I'm not playing around any Wraths, as you can see. And then I have mana to do the stuff I want. All right. I'm probably not going to have to use Caracas this turn, is my guess as well. Displacer Kit and Tamio. I hope they don't have Time Walk in their deck. That seems like a very possible card they could have. And what I'm probably going to do end of turn is make a Saga token and drain them for 2 with Deathrite, exiling an instant or sorcery. I've got 3 or 4. They have 2. We're not going to need more Deathrite activations than that. I guess technically I could use 1 more mana if I want to use Caracas to bounce and use Saga and use Deathrite, but I kind of don't think I'm going to need to do all that. They have 5 cards in hand. 2 of them are useless legends or somewhat useless legends. Next turn, I'm just attacking with everything. I'll have a 3/3, 4/4 Saga token plus all the idiots I have in play, and I think that'll probably be enough. Well, we'll see. All right, they got some action here. Is it sacking a clue? No, they're doing something else. I'm probably gonna just, if they sacked a clue, I would just ping them for 1, obviously. Ooh, sowing Mycospawn of their own. Do you kill Caracas or do you kill Urza Saga? They killed a Caracas. Okay, fair enough. I don't have anything I can do about that. I guess I will make my Bowmasters have Shroud sacking Caracas just so it doesn't get exiled. I don't really have anything that interacts with that, but they certainly could have like a Time Twister or something, and I'd rather have Caracas in my deck. They have a cool land to get? There's a Saga or something. They're getting a mountain. Okay. Othari is kind of annoying here if they can cast it next turn, but I think I'm going to be able to attack them for enough, especially since they can't play Omnath and gain life here. If they want to play Omnath, they got to play their land first. Next turn, let's see, they block a 4/4 and a 3/3, and they take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, that one got blocked. 14, and I double Deathrite them. Lauren, okay. Kill the Smuggler's Copter, I would imagine. Or try to, actually. Let's crew that with a Spirit Token. I'm going to give this Shroud here. Sylvan Safekeeper, it's time to earn your bucks. Sack Library. Okay, so they block 3 things. No, I mean, we'll see. I think I still have enough to kill them here, is what it looks like to me, but let's exile Green Sun Zenith off their graveyard. They go to 11. Untap, draw. Probably going to draw the Skull Clamp. Yeah, so let's see. They block Construct. I see. That's interesting. As things currently stand, I drained them down to 9 with Deathrite, let's say, and then they block Construct, Preacher, and Sowing Mycospawn, and they take 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, plus Copter. Okay, I guess I don't need to make another token here. Let's get the Skull Clamp. I don't really care that they see that I have Skull Clamp. Play Oko. Make Vampire into a 3/3. Crew Copter with the Sylvan Safekeeper. And I think attack with everything. Seems like the play. I mean, I'm not going to attack with the Death Ray, I guess, but everything else. And they block 3 things. So they block 1, 2, 3, and they take a vast amount of damage. I'm not going to use the Copter here. There's no point. Get another token. Whew, all right. That was a grind, but this deck is good at that. One thing that I think the biggest flaw in this deck after playing these first 2 matches is like I just needed like a Snuff Out or a Dismember, or just like really I needed 2 things. Or my wish list would be 2 things. Like a Dismember and way to destroy an artifact or enchantment that's a creature, like an Outland Liberator or something I could tutor for. Obviously a Gaia's Cradle would also be nuts, but you got to do what you got to do. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they make some blocks. I pass priority. And they go to -1, really -3. Really, I could have equipped Clamp on something and made it -4. Do you want Pyrokinesis? No, not really. Souls of the Lost, Prime Time. I don't even know that I want Sylvan. I kind of just like how this is set up, I think. All right. Yeah, this is a solid hand. 2-drop into 3-drop with Caracas is nice. Drawing a Noble would be pretty good. Yeah, on the draw against Delighted Halfling is not kind of the ideal scenario, but what can you do? All right, I'll play Ketria Triome, I think. And then turn 2, probably Delta into Smuggler's Copter. Oh, they have a legend? Nissa. I don't think the Smuggler's Copter is doing that much for me. Let's just bounce the Nissa. Make it so they don't get mana from it unless they have to recast it first. And then turn 3, maybe I cast, well, either Oko or Grist, I'm sure. All right, they mulled a bunch of lands. They're going to take a land. They took I think it was an island, but I don't really care. I'm not keeping track. I mean, I guess I can look at the game log if I really want. Oh, Forest. Oh, it's Hedge Maze. That's what it was. And then they're casting a Pentad Prism. Okay, they've got some acceleration going. That's for sure. Let's just go Grist and plus Grist. I like plussing Grist because this gives me some fodder for a -2 of Grist next turn, maybe. I could also have played and plussed Oko, but I think that's a little bit less enticing. And then I can play Nadu. I kind of want to play Nadu with Caracas untapped just so I can protect it. It feels like that's pretty good value. Milled a Green Sun Zenith, sure. My 2 best Green Suns targets are in play already, so I actually really don't mind that. I mean, there's definitely an argument to play Oko, but I kind of like playing Oko in spots where they have more attackers, because Grist is actually a lot weaker than Oko to attackers, so getting the opening to play Grist here and making a token, I think works out pretty well. Okay, they have Hedge Maze in hand and Nissa in hand. They could play Nissa if they wanted to first. They could also play Hedge Maze and mill the Jackrabbit, but my guess is they kind of want to draw the Jackrabbit? I don't know. I guess it's not the best against Grist. Funny that they have to play their Hedge Maze even though they want to keep the card on top. Yeah, they did keep it. And then they can attack Grist for 1. All right. That is a more than acceptable sequence here. How much do I care about Jackrabbit? I guess I really can't minus Grist and kill the Courser while Jackrabbit is still there. Oh, they didn't attack with Delighted Halfling? That is a very odd play. How much do I want to kill Courser? I mean, I'm going to play Nadu, I think. I could also play Oko, but I think playing Nadu makes more sense. And I think I'm going to plus Grist. I'm going to take a gamble that they don't, that their Courser doesn't get them too much value. Maybe it gets them one card next turn, but we'll see. They have Felia? Okay. That's not too bad. Okay, draw. Tarmogoyf, nice. I like seeing a weak spell on top. That is a good news for me. So, if I let them attack with Felia, what do? They blink the Nadu and attack with both. I'm going to play Waterlogged Grove. So their hand is Nissa and Unknown. Tarmogoyf's their top card. I guess I would probably blink Felia or Caracas Felia beginning of combat. I think that's better than letting them attack. Yeah. Caracas. Oh, what a dumb card. They're just playing against a, kind of like a green-white, like a prismatic green deck that just has like Othari, Nissa, Omnath, and Felia, and I've bounced all of them so far. Oh, what is this? This could be scary. 4, 5, 6 mana? This is like a Primeval Titan or something? 7 mana? A Torsten? Oh no, this looks like a Green Suns. All right. Oh, it's just the Jackrabbit. Plus draw the Tarmogoyf, sure. Sowing Mycospawn? Ooh, I don't like that. My reign of terror is over. It does appear that that's the case. Let's go minus, sack the insect token, destroy the Jackrabbit. That has to happen. And I guess I know what they're playing next turn. I think I'm going to go Oko, and then I'm going to Elk my insect token. Oh. No, they have Eldrazi. I could Elk one of their creatures. I guess I technically could have gone like Grist your Eldrazi spawn, Elk your Delighted Halfling, but that just seems like nonsense. All right, I'm just going to make my insect into an Elk and trigger my Nadu. Oh, Sylvan Safekeeper. I mean, that is good. I guess actually I do want to play it because I get an extra Nadu trigger off of Caracas here. Do I want to tap Caracas? No, I don't think so. I think I'm just going to do it like this. They're just not going to play a legend before playing Mycospawn, so I don't really think it makes sense to do. And I'm going to chill with Nadu. Oh, I should have attacked with Nadu. Never mind, that was foolish. This is a 3/3, so this is actually a pretty burly blocker. Okay, they hit land, and then now they're going to get to Mycospawn and shuffle away a birds. It's pretty good for them, but what can you do? Still feel like this is going pretty well. Obviously, Nissa and Felia are both pretty annoying. Well, Nissa not so much, though it can get Omnath if they have a fetch. Felia is really the issue. Okay, so Sylvan Safekeeper, target Nadu, sack Caracas. Really would just want to hit lands with Nadu, but have not so far. They can just get a fetch land here, and that's still pretty good. Because with Nissa, you want to double trigger it, so having fetch land in play means I can go Nissa, play a land, sack the fetch, and it presumably finds Omnath, could find like an elf or something. And I've got some action here. I mean, I'm doing some good stuff. Hitting a land off Nadu would have been nice just because I'm trying to play a bunch of spells over the next couple turns, but I have this Nadu-Oko combo has gone pretty well. They got a Lush Portico. Sure, that's also fine. They're going to surveil this land away. They've already played a land this turn. Displacer Kitten doesn't actually do anything here. So I'm not too worried. And they don't have attacks. All right. Let's take my turn. See what I want to get going. I kind of want to kill that courser. I think I will likely do that. What do I want to sack is kind of the question. I could sack Noble. Let's see if I go Noble, fetch land, Copter. Oh, I guess hold on. If I'm going to get a Nadu trigger first. Am I though? I could also just Oko. Maybe I just Oko the courser. That actually seems fine. I know they can displace our kit and blink it, but I'm not too worried about that. Plus Grist, mill a forest, and then play Copter, leaving up Remand here. And I think send with Nadu for 4. I've got some decent blockers here. And pass the turn. With Remand up, I've used both my Planeswalkers. All right. They have Nissa and Displacer Kitten, and they're going to play Felia here. Felia doesn't matter too much, because if they attack and try to blink one of my things, I get to Sylvan Safekeeper it. If they attack to blink their Courser, and then I just get to eat Felia, that's fine with me too. They don't know what their top card is, so they don't even know if that will draw them a card or not. So they have Nissa, Displacer Kitten, 1 unknown. I'll probably Remand the Displacer Kitten. It seems fine. I can't Remand Nissa anyway because of the Delighted Halfling if they use it, so. Next turn, I'm going to get some more beatdowns on. All right, they're going to attack. All right, do your thing. I mean, Felia targeting one of my things is really not good with Nadu in play. They're attacking with Courser. Oh, they're attacking those two. So they're going to both send at Grist probably. Oh, Grist and Oko. Both at Grist. Okay. Or not. Yes, both at Grist. So, oh, and Felia's coming in. What is Felia blinking? One of my things? Why is Felia not triggering? Why isn't Nadu not triggering? Creatures you control have. Oh, because I elked it. And that removed the Nadu ability? That's incredible. Okay. I'll sack a swamp, I guess. That's really funny. I still want it as a blocker though. And I think I can crew Copter. I don't mind blocking with Copter here. Oh, my opponent really can't win this match. they don't have enough time left. All right. Well, that's funny. That's a new interaction I have not seen before. Grist, I guess. Do I let Grist take some damage? No, I think I'd chump Myco Spawn. Copter definitely goes on Felia, and then trade. All right. Let's let my looting happen. I'll discard Delta. These trade off. Okay. Or maybe I should have just discarded Sylvan Caryatid, I suppose. I don't know. Seems like I'm probably not going to cast that card this game since I'm casting Titania. All right, well, I can't counter this. Oh, this looks like an Omnath, actually. Not a Nissa? No, it's a Nissa. All right. And this, a Tarmogoyf? Yeah, I'm okay with Tarmogoyf. I can just not use Remand. It's fine. Take my turn. Malevolent Rumble, huh? I would like to find a land here. That would be nice. How can I do that? I guess I can start with Smuggler's Copter. I think I'm going to leave the Nadu back here anyway. Send with Copter. And Yeah, I definitely should not have discarded Polluted Delta. That was foolish. Look, sometimes you just make plays. I will loot. Now discard the Sylvan Caryatid. I mean, if I don't have Remand up here, it's fine. Their only card in hand is Displacer Kitten, but obviously it would be kind of nice to. Now, let's see. Oh, I could Oko. I could give them... Oh, that's actually kind of nice. Let's make a 1/1. And I'm going to Oko, and I'm going to switch the 1/1 with their Nissa. I even get a Nadu trigger, because why not? Oh, and a Memory Lapse? That I would really like to leave up. And then I can play Nissa, get mana, get a green. I'm even going to get to double trigger Nissa, which I don't think... Oh, I can put that on top. Yeah, no. I guess Windswept Teeth. Oh, I have to take some damage. That's fine. Get a Breeding Pool. Pay the life. So I have at least one thing that Nissa gets here. I have that Deathrite, which decent chance that's the only thing, yeah. And then play Titania. And I will have... I even actually get to have both... Oh, I just get back Caracas, I think. Yeah, getting back Caracas seems like it makes things so much safer. Oh, that was a good reason to put Caracas in my graveyard, actually. I didn't really think about that. All right, and let's play Deathrite Shaman. And I have Memory Lapse up, so I can counter their next play. Okay. I mean, they have a Waterlogged Grove, so I guess they could get it back. They have a Dilated Halfling. There's some things they could play uncounterably, but... really don't think this is going to work out super well for them. Tireless Tracker, no lands. Sure. It's fine by me. They can sack their Waterlogged Grove now and hope their top card is a land, I guess, if they want to do that. Okay, so I've got an Oko, I've got a Grist. Whew, what a grind. That was a nice one. On to the finals. All right, round 3. Ooh, Library on the draw. I like that. Obviously, this hand's got a bit of air, but I love seeing Aspara's Headquarters on the opposite side. Because turn 1 Library, turn 2 Deathrite Shaman off the Blooming Marsh to conceal the fact that I have a fetched land. Also, one thing that's nice about that, by the way, is if you have the option of playing Deathrite off a fetch or not, and you don't need to play the fetch on one, it's better to play it off the normal land. Because what if your opponent has a fetch, and now they're going to maybe make a play they wouldn't have wanted to make to not put a land in the graveyard when you already have that locked up. Draw. Remand is nice, but it's definitely Deathrite Shaman time here. Leaving 7. I think Deathrite's really good. I want to say it's underrated, but the reason I don't think it's exactly underrated is I take fetches at a really high rate. So for me, it's not underrated. Like, I'm rating it correctly. Other people are also rating it correctly because they underrate the fetches. If you underrate fetches, then yes, you shouldn't take Deathrite that high. I just always have I would say probably 2-ish fetches on average in my decks. I go after them pretty aggressively. There's not much I take over them. I just think they're great. Look at right now. It makes Cobra pop and Deathrite pop. All right. I want to get rid of that Uro at some point here. But what do I do here? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play White of the Reliquary off Windswept Heath, which still has a forest to get. I don't have that much. Well, this actually has a lot of things to get. Delta right now gets Breeding Pool, so I don't want to mess with that. I think I can just get Forest. Unless I want Temple Garden. I guess it's probably not going to cost me too much to get that. I have 8 cards, and then I play White of the Reliquary and go to 7 cards. And this way, I keep up Remand off Deathrite Library, or I'll just use Library. I would prefer to use Library, but if I have to Remand this turn, I'm fine doing that too. 3 mana. Tireless Tracker. Yeah, Remanding that sounds actually pretty nice. Add blue. Remand. Ooh, Green Suns. Nice, nice, nice. Oh, and they had a follow-up, a Jace. Sure. It's not too bad. All right, so let's draw. I kind of want to play as much stuff as I can. So let's start with Lotus Cobra. Go to 7 cards. Draw with Library. Oh, can I get to Titania this turn? I think I can. Delta. Crack Delta. Get Breeding Pool. Okay, so green, green. Oh, so if I want to play Titania this turn, it will be pretty costly. So I have 3 mana. I would have to either sack Deathrite or Lotus Cobra, though I guess I would also have to exile my only other fetch. Oh, I don't really like that. What? Because I don't have another fetch in my deck, and I kind of want to get Urza's Saga. Maybe I just Green Suns for Nadu. That's my other option. I could also play Satyr Wayfinder and wait till next turn to do all this stuff. Actually, Satyr Wayfinder sounds pretty good because it'll probably mill a land. It didn't, but that's okay. I then get to sack. Oh, wait, hold on. I should attack first. It's a 5/5 with Vigilance. They did make it that way on purpose. I then get to sack Satyr Wayfinder to get a tapped land. Does that do anything for me? I guess it doesn't, even though I generate mana with Cobra. Oh, I could flashback Lingering Souls. No, I'm just going to pass. I am going to sack the Satyr Wayfinder, probably to get Urza's Saga, or maybe I just get Caracas here, actually. Basically, I wanted to wait a turn to not use up all my resources. Yeah, they can play their tracker. That I now really don't care about. Oh, Cradle's nice. All right. And this lets me eat Uro into turn. Once I've eaten Uro with Deathrite, I'm not that worried about sacking the Deathrite. Old Oddity, that also doesn't do anything yet, but obviously is pretty powerful with Caracas. Okay, eat the Uro. Sack Satyr Wayfinder. I'm going to get Caracas, add a mana, whatever. Take my turn here. I can library again too, which I think I should. And I want to play Titania to get back that polluted Delta. So I suppose I'll do that. Add a green, because I don't want to tap Caracas, of course. Wow, Titania White of the Reliquary is pretty neat. You get to get a lot of value, and I can actually cast a Preordain here off of the blue mana I get off that. I think that's fine. I'll put these both on the bottom. If I had to put both on top, then I might have to shuffle. That'd be a little unfortunate. There's the Saga. Do I want to go get that Nadu now? Grist is already in the graveyard, or I could Lingering Souls. Let's see. I don't think I have an untapped land left to get. In fact, I only have 1 land left to get. All right, let's get Mortuary. Let's add a black. I guess if I wasn't getting an untapped land, Malevolent Rumble. I'm actually going to put this in my graveyard because I'm getting somewhat close to decking. And I could Lingering Souls, but I think I'm just going to exile an instant or sorcery. Let's get Malevolent Rumble out of here, and they get nugged for 2. And then now I can send with White of the Reliquary too, because if they want to kill it, they have to double block. They're not going to do that. I could bounce the Jace, but I think keeping Titania around is good. All right. JVP, sure. You get a chump block out of it. Well, that makes my Caracas play even easier to manage. Okay, what you got? Start by cracking a clue. No, Outland Liberator? All right. And then land, and you can flip Ovenwald Oddity. I wish I had my Grist back. I mean, a flipped Ulvenwald Oddity is pretty good. This deck definitely, it hasn't, really bitten me too badly because we're 2-0, like we're not doing poorly. Oh, they don't have the land to flip it? Oh, that's tough for them. But this deck does get hurt by the self-mill with no graveyard recursion. Does at times have a risk. Okay, they're cracking the clue now. Well, that's nice, because that means I get another turn of decent attacks, I would imagine. Yeah, they're putting a lot of stuff into play. Drawing the Saga was so bad, because now they hit a land too. Because now I can't put it into play end of turn, but I think that's fine. I think I sack... Do I even sack the Cobra? It adds more mana. Guess I don't really need to. Let's just draw Oko. Perfect. That's my other removal spell. All right, let's draw with Library. I definitely want to play Urza Saga to start getting this going. And they're going to Outland Liberator. I guess they have the Outland Liberator, but I have Titania Caracas, so I don't mind that. Let's play Oko. Oh, Force of Negation pitching Snapcaster Mage. Okay, they have no cards in hand. That's unfortunate. Let's Green Suns for 3, I guess, to go get Nadu. And all I have left is Preacher and Bowmaster in my deck. All right, let's get Nadu. I'm going to get some attacks going here. I don't think I want to attack with Titania, but I do definitely want to attack with White of the Reliquary and Elemental Token. Send those in. Oh, they're just taking it all. Wow. All right. That's aggressive. Take a bunch of damage and I guess pass the turn. See what they've got. I mean, we know what they've got to start with, which is cracking a clue, but flipping Ulvenwald Oddity is also definitely a strong play. Though, they're at 5 now? They really needed to not take all that damage. Now I can just kill them with Deathrite Shaman plus Nadu. Wild. Okay. Yeah, flipping Oddity I don't think does the trick. I don't know. They can trade off a bunch of stuff, I guess. But I could even just take it. I wouldn't even die. Yeah, all right. We got game 1. I feel like, there's some things they could have done differently. Always are, right? Primetime looks like it could be okay here. I mean, I like the counters. I like the Preacher. I don't really want Retrofitter. I could Primetime over Smuggler's Copter. They have Outland Liberator, which still kills Skullclamp, but yeah, this looks decent. All right, game 2. Ooh, I'm liking this Primetime. This looks better to me than Copter with Double Elf. And they once again didn't start super fast, so let's just go Library. I mean, it's a little early to say, but they didn't have a 1-drop on turn 1. That's a big deal. And I was really hoping that was a Jace and not a Mana Dork, because, I mean, I don't know what's in their deck, but they didn't just seem like the most amazing Jace deck. Here, let's play the Breeding Pool and play the Noble and pass the turn with Library up. And then next turn I get to go Pilgrim, Library, Memory Lapse your 4-drop, play my Primetime on 4 after drawing a million cards off Library, and I go get Urza Saga. Oh, they don't have a play here? Oh man, do they have a Hull Breacher? Pretty brutal if they do. Okay, they did not. Let's go Forest, Avacyn's Pilgrim. I don't need to play the Deathrite here. I'm going to keep up Memory Lapse plus Library. They really not use Jace main phase? Just what if they drew a 3-drop they wanted to play? Unless they had a 3-mana instant that they're like certain that they want to keep up, like Force of Negation. But Force of Negation isn't the most important card to keep up against a green deck using Library anyway. And they discarded Keen-Eyed Curator. Wouldn't it have better just cast that card? I don't know what's in their hand. I don't know what they're setting up, but I don't know. It's easy to want to use a card like this at instant speed, but you generally want to make sure you have the most options available. See, like right now, they're jacing it up, and prime time is going to be very nice here. I'm going to get Caracas and Urza's Saga. They discard a Tireless Tracker, and they're just passing? You like a mana drain or something? No, they're slamming. Or not. All right. I'll draw. What could they cast here? I mean, I'm just going to cast Once Upon a Time. I'm not that worried. I'll put a Grist into my hand. Yes. Draw. Overgrown Tomb. Play Satyr Wayfinder. Go to 7 cards. They're not going to counter that. Wayfinder. Oh, I milled Urza's Saga. I milled the Skull Clamp, but that's okay. Saga and... Actually, I don't want to play Deathrite Shaman. I think I'm just going to pass the turn here because I want to keep up Memory Lapse plus Bowmasters. I don't really need to do anything else. All right, and I have to discard here. Discard Island, I guess. I don't know what they're doing, but they just spent the last 2 turns discarding creatures they could have cast. Oh, and now I get to cast Bowmasters. This is also what I was waiting for. Hold on. I think I'm just not going to library. If this Bowmasters works, it's just game over. And they've just had a mana drain in hand for so long. Yeah, well, Memory Lapse the mana drain. You can draw that next turn. There's a time and a place to leave up mana drain. It's generally not against someone with an active Tolarian Academy. Okay, Bowmasters, ping the Jace. Draw, discard. It doesn't quite flip. Might as well discard that mana drain. It's not doing anything for you. I mean, they're so far behind now. I am jealous of their Gaia's Cradle, but I like that I think I'm about to trophy with this nice little Sultai deck. Oh yeah. This deck was nice. Not this deck here. This deck was less nice. But let's see. 3-0. Dropped only 1 game. This deck had some cool stuff going for it. I have a huge amount of respect for Nadu. I think Caracas is great. I got Library in my opening hand like 3 times. Once with a Once Upon a Time, I guess, which was also fantastic. Had a couple counters and a bunch of proactive green cards. This is a lot of what I like a lot of my decks to look like. I think a big edge you can get in this cube is knowing when cards like White of the Reliquary or Malevolent Rumble have their place. Well, Rumble's just a fantastic card, but in this deck with like Skull Clamp and Deathrite Shaman, it's even better. Valuing Caracas obviously is great. And then, moving in on Nadu works out pretty nicely. Plus the little lands package of Mycospawn, Titania, Green Suns. Imagine if this deck had a Cradle or Strip Mine. Would have been really nice. But even as is, it was quite strong. And we got the 3-0. Could have used one more removal spell, but the Grist and the Oko, yeah, those 2 were my only removal, and they managed to get there. Though Grist I could even tutor up. So that'll do it for today. I appreciate you hanging out as I nearly deck myself a bunch of times. But I'm glad I got the 3-0. And you know what? On to the next. I'll be back tomorrow with another draft. I'll see you then. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It helps out the channel and you won't miss a single draft.